Okay, this is the next problem I'm going to do for you is I kind of threw some codes together with the while loop up here with it. And if you take a look at the right hand side of this right here, I declared initialize it to n as an int 1729 sum with a 0, and this is the while loop that I have. I'm going to have a print sum out of this thing. Like I said, I'm just writing pseudocode in this thing. This could be for Java, it could be for C++. I'm just going to do very generic pseudocode with it as well with it. Let's take a look at this thing. I want you to take a look at this thing. Look at the variables that you have in this thing and think about what you want to write in this thing, because this right here in this column right here, this is what's being declared and initialized is up here with it. First of all, you have your n, right? And then you have your sum. You write down all the variable that actually takes place in the memory with this thing. One more thing that you need to realize is even though it's initialized and declared inside of this thing, inside the loop, you still have this variable called digits with it. Okay, so don't forget about that one. Okay, that one's the one that actually is kind of hidden that you have to bury deep in there with it. Let's take a look at this. The two variables are initialized are the 1729 and the 0 before entering this loop. So go ahead, okay, and again, this is what's inside of this memory you're taking place of this thing. So go ahead, if you want to go in, you can put 1729s for the n, and for the sum, it's actually 0 with it before you even enter this thing. Now, inside of this thing, you're going to see that the int, what's ampersand 10? What is that? Okay, so if you look at it before you enter this loop, you have n is what? 1729. Sum is 0, right? This is a true statement with this thing. So you enter this thing. Okay, so you enter this thing. So now you look at this right now. The variable is that you're looking at allows you to look at this is when you look at the digits for this thing. This digits for this, if you look at the way how this is set up, is 1729, right? Mod, this is your 1729 is your n, mod 10. Okay, mean dividing by 10, that's what you're doing, right? So that's going to be assigned to your digits with this thing. Alright, so 1729, alright, that you actually divide this into your mod. That should come out to be what? That should come out to your equal to your digits here. This digits is this digits with it, and you're going to add that to the sum, which is what? 0, right? So 9 plus 0 is what? Is equal to the new sum with this thing. Now, hold on a second here. So let's fill this table as we talk here. So you have the digits is what? 9. And then you have, let me just align everything in this thing to align center in this thing. So that now becomes the new sum is what? Is 9. You see that? Now, let's take a look. Let's take this another layer, another stance of this thing. Finally, n becomes 172. Now we can recall the remainder of 1729 mod means what? Remainder. Mod 10. The remainder is actually 172, right? So this now, okay, is 172 with it is being discarded. Is my point, is the remainder that you're being discarded with this whole thing. The n divided by 10, this ends up to be what? 72. You with me? 172, I'm sorry. Alright, so this is how you fill, this is this part right here, that you would actually have this part right here, right? So that actually allow you to see how this math takes place with it. Now, we need to check the loop again with it. What's n now? N now is 172. Is that greater than 0? Yes, it is. Okay. Coming into the loop one more time, you do what? What do you do? So, what is the n mod 10 right now you have is equaling to the digits with this thing. What is n? N's what? 172 mod 10. What's the remainder? That's what you have, right? So in this right now, what do you have as your digits? digit is now 2, right? And then you have 2 plus, what's the old sum? 9. So 2 plus 9 is what? 11. That's your new sum in this thing, right? And then what? You have to figure out your n now is what? N is what? 17. You see that? Okay. So let's check the loop one more time. Check the loop one more time for me. Set the digits to check the loop one more time. So is n in this case is what? 17 greater than 0. It's still true. Coming into this thing, you look at the digits for this thing. N mod 10. Okay. So you have the digits. Once again, the digits to what? 9, 2, 7, right? And then you come over to the sum is what? 11 plus 7 is 18. 11 plus 7, okay? 7 plus 11 is now 18. Alright? And now your n now becomes what? 1. Okay? With it. So that's n now is 1. Okay? And that's what, and then you loop it on, test it out 1. N is 1 greater than 0 is still true with this, right? Come in with this whole thing that you come in again with it. This time your 7 now becomes what? Your digits is 1, right? And then you come over and you look at your sum is what? It's 19. And then n becomes 0 with this whole thing. Now, I just want to remind you, I kind of went through this. What I should have done is let me walk you through this one more time. Hold on.